Hello again, and welcome to brand new content about TISAX. I hope you will enjoy the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. For more information and the latest blog, visit us at www.tisaxusa.com. Like always, we will jump right in, so let's get started. One of the biggest mistakes companies make in TISAX is incorrect scoping, and this is where many projects fail before the audit even begins. Because if your scope is wrong, everything that follows becomes more complicated, more expensive, and in some cases completely misaligned with what your customer actually expects. TSAX does not automatically apply to your entire organization. It applies only to what you define in your scope. And that scope is not just a formality. It defines what gets assessed, what needs to be protected, and ultimately what your TSAX label actually represents. There are three key elements you need to get right. First, locations. Which physical sites are included? This could be headquarters, production facilities, engineering offices, test labs, or even data centers. A common mistake is forgetting locations that are indirectly involved. For example, a small engineering office handling customer data might be more critical than a large production site. Second, processes and services. What exactly are you doing for your customer? Are you handling sensitive information, developing software, working with prototypes, or providing IT services? This is where scoping often becomes unclear because companies describe what they do in general terms instead of focusing on what they do for that specific customer relationship. And that is what matters. Third, assessment objectives. These define what needs to be protected. The main ones are information security, prototype protection, data protection. These are not optional. They are driven by customer requirements and the type of information you handle. Now, here is where things get critical. Right? If your scope is too narrow, you risk failing customer expectations. Your label might not cover the activities your customer actually cares about, and that can lead to delays, rework, or even lost business. On the other hand, if your scope is too broad, you increase complexity, audit effort, and cost without adding real value. Another major issue is inconsistency between locations. If multiple sites are included, they must operate under the same security approach. Auditors will compare locations. If one site is strong and another is weak, the overall result is impacted. And here is something many companies underestimate. Your scope is visible to your customer. That means they will review it and ask, does this actually cover what we expect? If the answer is no, your TSAX label may not be accepted, even if you pass the assessment. So the real goal is not just to define a scope, it is to define the right scope, one that matches your customer requirements, reflects your actual operations, and is realistic to implement and maintain. The key takeaway is this: your scope defines your audit. Get it wrong, and everything else becomes harder. Get it right, and the rest of the process becomes much more manageable. My name is Daniel McLean, and I hope this information will be helpful. And if you need more information or have detailed questions, feel free to reach out to us at www.tsaxusa.com. Thank you for watching, and see you soon for more informational content about TSAX.